Hello friends, welcome back to Stan's Cutlery Universe. And first off, I want to tell you thank you for all the comments and all the views I got on my video I did yesterday about is it smart to, is it worth it to go into debt, or go bankrupt for channel content. My goodness, I have gotten more views on that and more comments, and all of them actually very positive, and I was amazed at how many other content creators have either are currently going through like the same type of thing that I caught myself doing, spending more money than you really should to make content, or have gone through that. That really shocked me, because I thought it was just, like maybe I'd get one or two comments of, yeah, I've been there, did this, that's why this changed, or yeah, I'm currently doing the same thing, But I was like amazed, and so many people saying they watched the whole thing through. That my watch time is nuts on that video. I guess people do watch my channel if I come up with something they actually want to watch. That might be the key point right there. Yep, that might be the key point right there, is figure out what people want to watch and then put it up there. Well, sorry, I got to get a drink. Getting some coffee here. Oh man, I've been not that you all want to know or not, but I've been fighting off like some cold-like symptoms, flu-like symptoms from my tick bite, and it's got to be from that, because otherwise I feel great, other than just like kind of run down. But I thought today I'd do a mail call. I got a couple neat pieces in the mail excuse me, that I thought I'd share. First off is a magazine that I actually learned about from Rasputin's Castle, Mike over there. This is an awesome magazine, especially if you are into traditional pocket knives, even newer pocket knives. But this is a great magazine. I am so impressed with this knife magazine. This just came in today. I'll show you just a couple different little articles it has in it. Let me see, find a page where they're starting an article. Actually, I should say all knives, because they have a little bit of everything. Like here's one for like older knives, and stuff that they're looking at. Try and find an article where they're, and some of these are like more specific, like they'll have like a theme for that month. This is a cool page right here. This, what is it? They people send in different things and trying to figure out what something is. I've seen a couple that honestly have challenged them. Most of them, they pretty much know. Somebody at the magazine, or somebody they know from the magazine says, well, that's the this or that. Excuse me. But sometimes they get something thrown in there that they're like, that's the whom is a was it, that was a do is it. This is kind of a cool section here. You got your field trials here, and that's just usually about one knife or things going on. Then you got your letters from the guild, which is the Knife Makers Guild of America, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like stuff that's going on. This is an awesome page. This here, this is the centerfold, man. They always have just some absolutely gorgeous knives on this page. This is usually, for sure, if I haven't already had to break out the drool towel, this is where I have to break it out. Got some knife news here where they just talk about like stuff going on, new ideas. It's pretty cool. New knives that come out. It's pretty cool. Well, like one of their news is here is Rosecraft Blades phasing out modern folders, releases new peen. Okay, so that's kind of old to most of us. Talking about Western contract knives here. That's probably going to be a good one to read. I'm going to have to rare Western contract. I'm going to have to read that. And I'm not going to lie. I don't read every single article. I probably should. This one here, Bruce on the Loose, is really, really cool. That is, most months I get this, I'm not going to lie. I thumb through it real quick, kind of look at everything. I usually read Bruce on the Loose. That's kind of like, because it's usually very interesting, usually just the one page. But it's very interesting. Here's about knife rights, fighting for knife rights and stuff, and laws and stuff. That's a very informative page. Here are 2 pages, I should say. Got an article about the unlikely legacy of rifle bayonets and weaponry. That's kind of cool. That'd be something like, I know, dirty old patch likes military stuff. Maybe not as a, well, no, this looks like more newer stuff. Like, I shouldn't say newer, but 1917 and stuff. That's kind of in Patch's wheelhouse, you know, World War II, World War One. Yeah, they just got so much cool stuff in here. I could probably make literally an hour-long video just on this, just looking at it and stuff. But this came in the mail today. I always love it. They always got the event calendar back here and then stuff for sale, you know, and that's like you wanted for sale, different stuff, classifieds ads. And they all obviously have advertising for stuff like, you know, stuff like that and stuff. But just an awesome magazine. Yeah, I'm so grateful that I learned about that magazine from Mike, you know, Rasputin's Castle. Great magazine. And also, if you're not subscribed to Rasputin's Castle, I'd recommend go checking him out. He's got some amazing knives, and he's another gentleman in the community that is like that. You kind of want to be that sucker fish around him. You want to get around him because he's got so much knowledge to gain that knowledge. I mean, that might sound weird, but, you know, it's kind of like with Tobias and Tom, you know, Tom up there at Knife Delights. Those guys, you know, there's certain members of our community that, like, you want to watch their videos because they're so informed, or they've done the research to help inform you. Next up, I'm not going to show it right away till I get it popped open, but I got another awesome buck tin set. So I'm going to get this popped open. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'm just going to open it with my trail, our Ozarks Trail, almost said Trail Ozark Trails knife. Thanks again, everybody, for yesterday, that video. I was in awe at how good that video did. And there was a little bit of me at first that was like, well, why don't all my videos do like this? And then I realized, like I said in the beginning of this video, you guys might think I'm joking. I guess when you make something that people want to watch, you get the views, you know. It's just, you just got to figure out what people want to watch. And that, and like also said, I got so, sorry, that's probably annoying as heck on the ear, but I hate cutting these things open, because usually what I get cut with when I'm cutting one of these open is the plastic from the, not this, but the plastic from the container. But, you know, people, I got so much great information, so many awesome ideas from fellow content creators, you know, great ideas from people that don't make content but watch a bunch of content, you know, just saying, hey, you know, we really like when you do this, or hey, we like when this guy does that, or that gal does that. So that was super helpful too. Just, yeah, I was so shocked at how many views that video got yesterday. That would have been, like I said, the video I put out on November 9th. Oh, shoot. I thought about it this morning, of course. For those of you that don't know, I am a United States Marine. I served from 1990 to 1994 with 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines right after school until I got end of service out of Camp Lejeune, 2nd Mardiv out of Camp Lejeune. And today is our birthday, 250 years of continuous service to this great country. 250. It's pretty amazing. To my fellow brothers and sisters out there, Semper Fi. To all of you out there, if you happen to know a Marine, tell them happy birthday. It's pretty cool. We are a brotherhood, a sisterhood, you know, for the young ladies that have served. It's really cool. That's really cool that this has happened. You know, 250 years. Wow. So this is the 788 large folder and the 789 folder combo. Of course, you got the buck warranty forever. I'm going to read what it says about them. Designed for everyday carry, the 788 large folder features a satin finish 7CR17 steel drop point blade frame lock, stainless steel handle, and pocket clip. The 789 folder features satin finish 7CR17 steel drop point blade, frame lock, and stainless steel handle. Forever warranty. You always get that forever warranty. It's a buck. So that's pretty cool. And for those of you wondering, I keep these because when I take the knives out of here and put them in my satchel that I put them in, you know, my knife. I put these in here so when I, like, if I go to ever sell them or if I, you know, trade, I can give somebody the original tin it came in too. Doubt I'll trade them though, because I'm working on building up my buck collection. So let's take a nice look-see at this. Of course, I'll put the tin, I'll close the tin up. So it'll be like it would be if you got it as a tin closed up. Of course, I already showed you that that was on the back. There's what everything looks like. Of course, it says China. I think I got it in screen there. But yeah, that's what the tin looks like. So let's open it up, pop it open here. That's the top. You get the, I want to hold this here, get the message from the Buck family. And you get the forever warranty. That's in, that usually is actually between the cover and the bottom of the tin when you get it, which this was. Then you get a very nice display with more information here. Okay, let's pop out the smaller knife first. See, let's check out the 7. I guess this would be the 89. Man, I tell you, these, they really get these stuck in these things well. Okay, that's how it looks when it first comes out. You got a tip protector. Put that in there. Good looking knife. Oops, sorry. I keep thinking the camera's over here. That's a good looking knife right there. Decent size. I like the Buck emblem. Nice satin finish all the way around. No lock rock, no nothing. Locked up very good on that frame lock. Let's see. Those are up. Okay, not bad, not bad. Has a lanyard hole right there. This one's a pocket dropper. Now, what is it writing on? Looks like one bronze bearing and one nylon bearing. Or not bearing, but bronze bushing and one nylon bushing. Okay, usually these smaller ones I can't flick. My thumbs, my hands just aren't what they used to be. Got some nice jimping right there, but it's easy enough for me to slow roll. I had to mess with it a little bit to figure it all out. I want to take a little bit better look. Let's see if I can get, looks like a 2023 again, or 21, I'm sorry. 2021. Come on, camera. There we go. Is that 2021? Yeah, I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure that's 2021 though. I already said it's 7CR. 17 MOV. Okay, that's a little bit tight. I'm not gonna lie. Not a bad knife. I'm not complaining about, but a little bit tight. Really like that blade profile. Love that blade profile. Very much reminds me of the Buck 110, just, you know, shortened down. Got a nice swedge there. Ooh, that's plenty sharp. Yeah, nice looking piece right there. Let's close that up, set that over here. Let's get the other knife out. Okay. Again, this is what it looks like when you get it out of the tin. Got a blade or tip protector there. Again, pretty much this is the 788, just pretty much that same knife enlarged. Lanyard hole there, same Buck marks. This side you do have a clip, very nice. Okay, that's a very solid clip. Holy shnikes, got the Buck branding on it. Very fully flush mounted screws. That's very nice. I love the flow through on both of these. The lockup looks very good on this one too. If I can get it to show, there it is. Let's see how this one feels. That frame lock is, they got some strength on that frame lock. Stainless steel. Look at the, where they've cut it out, milled it out so that it opens easier. See if I can fast this one. No. It's got a really good detent. Sorry, I'm doing a, but it's got a really good detent. Probably going to need to lube it and adjust it. Again, it's got jimping. Again, this is a, looks like a 2021 mark to me. Fits in the hand very, very well. That jimping. Man, you know, you look at that jimping and it doesn't look like it'd be that super aggressive, but man, that, but I don't have barely any pressure on that. Yeah, that is like, that is super aggressive. Again, I really like the clip point blade. The swedging here and everything, just very nice. Let's see what this is. I'm going to guess probably. This one mirrors the other knife too. Brass bushing on one side, nylon on the other. Let's get them close together here. Do a complete size comparison, sorry. There you go. Even the small one, you know, that's already getting easier to do. Fits in my hand okay. It's a 3-fingerer, but for me, this would basically be, this is a little bigger than a 5th pocket drop, but I could because I'm a big guy, so my pockets are bigger. This would make an awesome 5th pocket knife for me. I'll definitely lube it up and get the pivots adjusted. I don't know if I'm probably going to try and set it up to where I'll flick out, but like this big one here, man, that detent. Watch the, watch the liner lock, how much it moves. That's the detent, and that liner lock's really strong on there. Oh my gosh. And you know, some of this is probably me too. My thumbs, my hands just don't work the way they used to. I heard Randy this morning on Randy's and knife stuff, you know. Is that Randy? Or am I just thinking of the wrong person? Man and knife stuff. Yeah, I think. Is that Randy? I'm feeling bad now. I just called the wrong person. So I listened to, you know, but yeah, just beautiful, beautiful knife. And he's got the same problem going on. You know, he's got to pinch the knives and stuff, and his folders that he loves. And it sucks, you know, if you've made a living with your hands over the years, like I was a mechanic, you get, you know, plus then I have other issues, but that's beside the point. But man, I tell you, as much as this liner lock moves, I want to try and get it up here where I can really show you all really well. Do you see that? It moves. That is a strong detent there, because that is like, and I'm glad it's strong. It's not going to let the blade roll out, but man, this might be one of those knives that's going to be a slow roller, even once it's lubed up. Or it might be, like I said, that smaller one, I've moved it more now. It might just break in and go, you know, so it's a big thing to check. Centering, can't complain about that. Let's check the centering on the smaller one. I can't complain about either of those. And this one here, because I always like to try and tell you guys what I paid. This one here, they wanted like, this was the free shipping one. So they wanted initially like $43 for it, which was still a good price. I just, it's like yesterday's video, you know, money's not where I want it to be right now because it's Christmas time and got to take care of my family first. Well, they gave me an offer for like 36 bucks. Tax, title, tags, everything was $38.03 to my door. At that price, to get two wonderful buck knives, even though they're not USA, I mean, that's less than $20 a knife. And I needed them for my buck collection. I was like, that, and when it showed it was the last one, because they started off with like 6 available. And I swear, it's like I looked at them one night and there was 4 available. I was like, okay, wait a couple weeks, I'll get another one. The next morning I woke up and I had the offer. And like there was 1 available. So I'm betting they put that offer out to anybody who was watching it. And 3 people took it right away. And finally, after I made sure everything was where it needed to be, I was like, I'm taking it. You know, I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to take it. You know, and then I begged for forgiveness. Ooh, yeah, she's already starting to get a little better. Starting to get a little better already. And, you know, and I wouldn't doubt that, even though, you know, I won't say there's rust in that ball detent or anything, but I wouldn't doubt that from setting since 21 till 25, that you get a little, I don't want to call it rust. When I worked at dealerships, we called it lot rot. You could do a brand new brake job, turn the rotors and everything, then they go out on the parking lot in the used car lot. And like, if it sits there for 30 days, people are complaining because the rotors look like crap. well, yeah, it's set on a parking and in a lot for 30 days with moisture, especially here in northern Michigan in winter months. It's horrible. So we called it lot rot, and so I went out. This has what I will terminize. I should not try to use big words, but I will call lot rot. But overall, just a great set. I mean, I I would not be ashamed to offer these up to anybody, And as a gift set, of the ones I've bought so far, if I had the choice, these are hefty because it's stainless steel, but they're not obnoxious. But if I had the choice of any of the gift sets I bought so far, it'd be a toss-up between this one and that Boone and Crockett one, because the Boone and Crockett are USA-made knives. It'd be a toss-up between that one and that one to give to a friend or somebody. And that, even if that person was a serious knife user, I think either of those gift sets they'd love. Actually, I think any of them they'd love. But as far as from what, at least for my taste, I'd be hard pressed to this set here or that Boone and Crockett one. Like I said, the Boone and Crockett, the only reason that's up there is the smaller knife is really tiny, but the bigger knife is a nice size. And it's USA made, and that there's something to be said about that, especially for a gift, So, yeah, what do you all think of these sets I've been getting? Just, because with these sets, it's really nice to fill out your buck knife collection. I was showing my buck 110 collection on my shorts, and I didn't realize how many buck 110s I had. I did not show a single buck 110 that was the standard clip point, that you get. That you'd go to Walmart or whatever and get. Every one of them I showed was either a short print or a limited edition. Short print, you can tell I do comic books and stuff. Was either a limited edition or an exclusive, which is also limited edition, or was like the finger groove ones or the drop point ones that you can get, but they're not as common. And I was amazed at how I had I did like 2.5 days with shorts, and I was doing 3 a day. So I had 8 of them, and I still got a couple more I haven't showed of those. And then the regular buck 110s, I got a bunch of those. I have 4 I got to send off and have the blades replaced. I bought those as users because, you could tell in the picture that the blade was not its full length or broken. But when you can pick up a buck 110 for I think my cheapest one was 15. My most expensive was 25. You package all 4 of those up in one thing, send them off the buck at the $10 per knife for the blade replacement and the spot treatment. I think that's how it is. Even if it's $15 per knife. And then shipping, when you figure there and back. Okay, my most expensive just in parts and labor and what I paid for it. So 15 plus 25 for the cost of the most expensive one. That's $40, and then shipping 4 buck 110s that I don't have boxes, so I'm just going to put them in a flat rate box for $10, and they'll probably send them back roughly the same. So that another $5, we'll say, because $2.50 for each knife each way. So I got $45 into a buck knife a buck 110 that's going to come back to me with a brand new blade, look like it's brand new. And I wanted it for a user. Some people might say that's silly that I got 4 of them, and I will agree. I got a little carried away, I'm not going to lie. And honestly, one of them I thought, the way the picture was taken, it didn't look like the blade was short, but when I got it, it was. And that's my fault. They never tried to lie or anything. They just, it was one of those descriptions of view pictures to see description, so that's my fault. And actually that was the $25 one. But I'm still not going to complain, really. I'm going to end up with 4 beautiful users, and honestly, might end up being a great giveaway knife. Somebody will get a nice user. Maybe I'll buy up, try to find some buck 110 sheath to put them in, or even this a generic sheath to put them in, and that'd be a pretty nice giveaway, and it's not going to break the bank. And even when you consider if I buy a buck 110 sheath, what are those, $10 each? You know, I'm not trying to sound cheap, but still, I got like 50 some dollars in it by the time I ship it to the person. And the best part about it is I didn't have to pay it all at once. It was piecemealed here, you know. Got to always budget. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of this. Which one of these do you like the best? Do you like the smaller one, the buck 4.80 or 7.89, the smaller one, or do y'all like the larger buck 7.88? Which one do you think you'd like better? Size comparison, I can get all four on there. The bigger one, smaller one, I can get three. I do have very big hands. I wear 2XL gloves. So, you know. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of, like, which one of these you like the best. Do you think I'm silly for putting together my buck collection this way? You know, buying them where I get them like this, or should I just go looking for them in raw? You know, where they've been used and stuff raw. Big words are dangerous to stand. Big words hard. Okay. Oh, and that, if you think about it, let me know what you think about this, man. This is an awesome magazine. If you ever get a chance to look at one of these knife magazines, please do. I think Mike did a review of one of them at Rasputin's Castle. Maybe he's done a couple of them. They are amazing. The knowledge level they put in them and everything is just second to none. Well, with that being said, I've already blabbed for 27 minutes till I'm out of here. So thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. With that being said, live long, prosper, and collect your own way.